Welcome to this podcast of politics in global defense and aerospace, a bird's eye view of what's ahead. In this video, we dive into the shifting tides of the global defense and aerospace landscape. How are you folks, and how's the life treating you, Buzz?
Not bad, could have been worse. How is it going for you, Rave?
I'm hanging. Can't really complain. Like all news, the global defense and aerospace competition is gaining momentum, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But the news of defense-related matters, like any other news, has narrative-shaping ingredients in it. You know how they are.
Oh, of course! Who knows what really happens in the politics of defense, but aren't we the layman birds get to know about it?
For sure. Let's get down to it. We'll look at the overall outlook and then the news-making headlines in global defense, aerospace, and security.
First and foremost, supply chain efficiencies are likely pivotal in defense and aerospace industry this year, such as digital technologies, which are revolutionizing how companies automate processes and improve decision-making from top to bottom. Then demand uncertainty and shortages, how to manage direct materials, how to target indirect materials and services, etc.
After that, the AI inclusion. It is reported that the aerospace and defense industry either are already using or plan to use artificial intelligence and machine learning, AI/ML, technology. A momentous change. But don't you think, like every other emerging technology, the best domain for it to be tested is defense or during a war?
Absolutely! The war is the worst thing, but it's also the genesis of every major innovation. And in near future, AI may very well be applied in areas such as in alternative energy, biometrics, critical infrastructure protection, homeland defense and security, medical, creating lethal autonomous weapon systems, and AI technology can also augment the work of defense imagery analysts.
Among other aspects, defense spending, I mean the strategic one, such as in missile or missile defense. The global market for missiles is expected to grow from $32 billion in 2023 to $34.96 billion in 2024. Factors contributing to this growth include geopolitical tensions, military modernization, and regional security concerns. While the global market for missile defense systems is expected to grow from $27.2 billion in 2023 to $39.4 billion by 2033. Factors contributing to this growth include increasing defense expenditure and technological advancements.
And then we see a massive upheaval in defense procurements and equipment acquisition. For instance, European nations, including Sweden, Poland, and the Netherlands, to name a few, have become huge customers for U.S. military hardware.
If we take a look at the commercial aerospace, which is tied to this industry, can deliver for both defense and commercial consumers' needs, a big stake in any economy.
And the news-making headlines recently are Boeing strike representing striking machinists, and the company agreed on a new contract offer, ending their strike that lasted over 7 weeks. And the CEO announced that employees who were furloughed during the strike will be repaid. Boeing is also eyeing on selling its Jeppesen unit.
And what Jeppesen unit is, if I may ask?
It's technology platform integrated for software and hardware needs. Those seem something very crucial to an organization, but the company must have other alternates for developing aviation apps.
And consolidating on cash is always a better idea. Meanwhile, in China, with its homegrown C919 being used commercially by 3 domestic airlines and may be used overseas, the Commercial Aircraft Corporation of China, COMAC, will need to take a detour to learn from another foreign manufacturer to achieve its lofty goal, with Brazilian giant Embraer on its radar.
And satellite satellite operator Globalstar stock closed up more than 30% on November 1st after disclosing Apple's plans to inject $1.7 billion for a new constellation to improve space-based communications for iPhones.
And on non-commercial side of things, anger in Taiwan over reports SpaceX asked suppliers to move abroad. Taiwan's government says it is paying close attention to reports that Elon Musk's SpaceX asked Taiwanese suppliers to move manufacturing to other countries because of geopolitical concerns.
Defense and security is kind of same, isn't it?
Right, and an affiliate of the Aviation Industry Corporation of China, AVIC, designed the Haolong cargo shuttle. It is a reusable winged spacecraft. Much like NASA's space shuttle, it will be launched by a carrier rocket, but can then perform a runway landing.
International airlines are scaling back China flights from this month because Chinese carriers have gained an edge by flying over Russia to reach Europe, with some analysts also saying business travel has thinned as China's economic growth has slowed.
While in EU, European defence chiefs expect the bloc's governments to face renewed pressure from Donald Trump to meet their contributions to NATO.
Last but not the least, increasing global defense equipment and procurement space making news recently. Croatia is procuring Leopard 2, A-8 main battle tanks MBTS, and high-mobility artillery systems HIMARS. BAE Systems, in partnership with Canadian marine technology company Cellular Robotics, is poised to start the first in-water capability demonstration of its Hearn Extra-Large Autonomous Underwater Vehicle XLAUV.
The US Navy, USN, has completed initial flight tests to integrate the Northrop Grumman AN/AAQ-28 listening targeting pod onto the Boeing FA-18EF Super Hornet. An initial group of Australian Army soldiers have completed operations and maintenance training on the service's new General Dynamics Land Systems Abrams M1, A2, SEP V3 main battle tanks, the Australian Department of Defence.
So from a bird-eye view, where do you think the competition of defense and aerospace is heading to? And with the pace countries are investing in it, what's going to be yielded from it?
Well, with the active conflicts for the last few years, this was anticipated to say the least. And even if there are no active conflicts, the defence, aerospace and security global competition is not going to end for the decades to come.
I think globally, defense and aerospace is going to shape the broad spectrum of sectors. The economies, the technologies, the financial markets, and the societies even.
Are you saying that the cost goes into defence sectors could define the measures of the economy?
Absolutely, because every other sector, be it tech, trade and finance, banking and fintech, supply chain and transport, all would be tested and measured in defense and aerospace first.
I see. So it won't be confined to the politics of the blocs, but globally defined, racing in to gain edge in a reshaping dynamic nation-states order.
With that, we're going to conclude this podcast of Bird Eye View. If you like, please subscribe. See you folks soon.
Thanks for watching and take it easy. Goodbye.